Is here, and she's going to tell us how to make the perfect toast. Welcome, my dear.
Good to be here, guys.
So great to have you here. Give her a hand. Yeah. Give her a hand. You know, this is funny, and I'll just very quickly, I had to make a toast back for my brother's wedding like so many years ago, and it really can be a very sort of a frightening experience for a lot of people, especially if you're not used to public speaking.
Yes, absolutely. So the important thing that you have to think about when you're making a toast is to bring the energy. You really have to be excited, enthusiastic, authentic about everything you're saying. But the most important thing is just to be real, just to be...
Tell us about that.
When you talk about folks, I mean, you want it to be a toast, not a roast, right? You don't want to go out there and make, say that with me, toast, not a roast, right? So you want people to feel good about what you're saying. If you're going to use humor, make it about yourself. So self-deprecating humor is always great. I'm going to make fun of me. People are going to laugh. But if you start getting into talking about your shirt or your shoes, you know, we've all seen people who've done that.
Start making fun of the shirt.
Yeah, don't do that. That's not cool at all.
No, but it's because you're kind of starting off on a negative.
Absolutely.
And you really, if you're gonna...
Very few people can just get on stage and just be funny and excitable and that kind of thing. So if you know that you're going to make a toast, what you want to do is to take some notes. I want to say this. I want to touch on this. I want to keep it relevant to what the party is about. And then just go up there and be yourself. Please keep it brief. Always be brief, because the last thing, we've all seen people who get up there and say, you know, one time at guitar camp, and they just keep going on and on and on. So you want to make sure you keep it relevant, keep it brief, maybe 30, 45 seconds at the most, and keep that energy going the whole time.
How do you overcome that if you've got nerves? How do you get rid of that?
You know, people used to say picture people naked. I don't think that's a very good idea, because that'll just make you start laughing, so you don't want to do that. That never works. What you want to do is to go up there and really think about your message. Think about what you're saying. For at the end of the year, we're talking about possibility, potential, what's going to happen in 2007 or whatever the occasion is, and just keep it light and positive, and keep it focused on what you want to occur in your life over the next year.
So if you were going to give a New Year's toast, let's say you're going to do something to your family, just really quickly, what should you be thinking? What are the ideas that should be rolling around in your head? Should you keep it just really short, really sweet?
This is not working. There we go.
Mine's working.
Yeah, one of the things you can do to kind of relax yourself is to have props like Guy and I have right now. You know, blow a horn, clink on the thing, give a toast to someone, clink, that kind of thing. But you really usually focus on gratitude, love, energy that you have for your family. Those are safe topics when you're making a toast with your family.
Keep it simple. Try not to be too funny. And if you're going to pick on somebody, pick on yourself and have a lot of energy.
If you're not Jim Carrey, don't go for the jokes. If you're not Jim Carrey, don't do it.
Thank you so much for being here. It's a pleasure. Thanks for the great advice. Hey, by the way, for more on Fran and her top 10 tips for successful public speaking, make sure you go to iVillagelive.com, and Fran's new book will it'll give you all the great ideas that you need. And by the way, we've got a preview of the book, and this is just gifted. You guys are all going to get a preview of the book as well. So, everybody.
I started my first business when I was 9 years old. Wow. 9 years old. It was a snow cone stand in Dallas. Made over $1,500 that summer. I was 9 years old. Come on, I was doing it. I was 9 years old. But the great thing about that idea was that it just wasn't a great idea. It was a great idea because I was selling snow cones in Dallas where it's 120 degrees in the summer. So not only was it a good idea, the market was ready for that idea because of the weather in Dallas, okay? So
at 9, you don't know any of this talk. The market was ready. Exactly. At 9, you're just like, I need to make some money.
I need to make some money, and I know there are a zillion kids in this neighborhood who like sugar. So that's really how that idea came. The first thing that I tell people, would-be entrepreneurs, aspiring entrepreneurs, is just because you have a great idea doesn't mean that there's a market for it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Very
you
important.
and I, exactly. Good one. I think it's a great idea. My mama might think it's a great idea. My dad may think it's a great idea. But is there a market out there that would be interested in buying your services or your products? So when we move from your passion, your interest, then we go to, you know what, let's research. Let's go to the marketplace. Let's take it to the streets. Okay. Let's see if there's anybody out there who agrees with you, because people always focus on, okay, you need to have a business plan, which we haven't talked about. I want to talk about that. Okay. You definitely need to have a business plan, but I want to talk about the physical stuff that you have to do. And I call those my 3 H's. HQ, heart, hunger, and hustle.
Heart, hunger, and hustle.
That's right.
You need this.
You got to have a heart and the passion for what you want to do. It can't just be about the money. It really can't. Cheese is great, but it can't just be about the money. You got to have that heart, and then you got to have the hunger. I mean, the desire, the drive that gets you out of bed every morning, that says, you know what, I'm going to do this come hell or high water. This is going to happen for me. It's that drive. And then it's the hustle. I mean, literally, you got to beat the streets. You see comics handing out their CDs, artists handing out their artwork. That's the kind of drive you have to be successful, because you can have the best business in the world, the best idea, but if you don't have that heart and that hunger and that hustle, nothing is going to happen for you. I love education. I started reading when I was 3 years old, and I have a PhD, so clearly I like school.
Right.
But it's not necessary to be an entrepreneur. It's not necessary to run a successful business to have a degree. I think there's value in college. I think the social networking that you get on college campus, I mean, the fun, I mean, let's face it, I mean, college is the bomb. College is a lot of fun. So there are a lot of reasons to go to college versus getting a degree. To become a successful entrepreneur? Absolutely not. There are lots of rich and famous and very successful people out there who have never stepped foot on a college campus. So I'm all for education, but I think you get real life education out there in the world. And you know what? You can't have a small
Think big.
Think huge, think mega. Right? You can't just be big, think mega. So be big, all right? Second thing is you got to have a commitment, a lifetime commitment to your business, because things are going to happen.
Okay.
It's not all going to be gravy. Number 3, have a plan. Whether it's a business plan, a financial plan, whatever that may be. Number 4, have a backup plan. See, a contingency plan, because things may not go the way we think they're going to go. Things rarely go the way they think they're going to go in relationships, in anything. So you always want to have that. Always want to have that backup plan. Number 5, know that it is a marathon and that you may walk alone sometimes. You know, you got to shake the haters. Sometimes people are not going to be in your corner. Sometimes people are not going to support you, but you have to believe in that vision so much and so intensely that you know it can happen. I'm going to give you a bonus tip.
Okay.
Know that you can do it. Know that you can do it. You got to know that you can do it. Everything that's ever happened in this world that's great was started by someone who knew they could do it.
They could do it.
Yeah.
And you keep mentioning how it's a marathon, not a sprint.
Right. You're not going to get there overnight.
But you're going to get impatient, Fran. So how do you overcome those times where you're literally walking and not running, and in this marathon of trying to get your business up? How long should you really wait to see if it's quote unquote successful?
Yeah,
if it even takes off.
Sometimes it's going to take a while. I mean, for instance, with Collegepreneur, I know that's a great idea. I know that there are business owners in college and people who want to have their own businesses. They're going to flock to collegepreneur.com, and they're going to do it. So I know that I'm going to see that kind of success almost immediately. But for some of the other businesses I've had, it takes a while. My business consulting clients, for instance, that didn't happen overnight. It took 6 months before someone even called me and said, you know what, I want you to come into our company and help us.
So you literally had your sign up for 6 months,
right?
Not one phone call.
Not one phone call.
Okay.
So it takes time, but here's what you know. You got to know you have the goods. You know, I know that I'm a strong business consultant, and the word has to get out there. And you got to be committed to marketing. That's another bonus tip. You got to go out there and beat the streets, because if you don't advertise, nobody will know about you.
And I'll give you a bonus tip.
Okay,
that's where that heart,
hunger, and hustle
come
That's
in.
right. There you go. There you go.
Right.
There you
See,
go.
I'm learning.
First place to look, in old jackets, in your sofa. You know, there's always change. There's always loose change there. That's the first place to look. I may have $1 or $2 in my pocket. That's where you look. I mean, really, seriously, the place to look first is around your home. What can I sell? What can I pawn? I mean, let's be real. What can I put on the market on eBay, if you will, that can actually bring in some money, that can generate some startup capital for me? So that's place number 1, my own surroundings.
Okay, so your own surroundings.
One step out of that is going to be family. Fam is going to be a good place to look, because those are the people who hopefully love you.
Hopefully have your back.
Hopefully have your back, and they're going to support you. So really talking to them, take your business plan to them and talk to them about your idea and what your vision. Best for last. Because no entrepreneur should go into a business without a business plan, without something on paper that says, here's who I am today, here's who my business serves, here's the business I am in, and here's where we're going to be 5 or 10 years from now. So the business plan is the Bible. It's that piece of paper that every business needs. For example, I'm starting a magazine called Collegepreneur, which is for college entrepreneurs.
Right.
Great idea, $1 billion brand without a question. Brought you a little gift. Got a gift for you.
Thank you.
Yeah, so this magazine is all about
I'm a collegepreneur.
inspiring and encouraging college folks to go into their own business and to truly become successful business people. So, but the first thing I did, of course, was to write a business plan. I trademarked the name. So this is a trademarked brand. I did all the I did everything I'm telling people to do.
Right.
You know, I walk my talk. You got to do these things if you're going to be successful. And as I said, this is a $1 billion brand. We've got radio, television, all kinds of things that are going on with it. And I'm pumped. I'm fired up.
I'm excited too.